the actual demo is SynareRack I'm working in. So SynareDrum is a drum synthesizer very used in the late 70s and 80s. And yes, this is to make some tom sound or sci-fi sounds. So what I did is a few presets. You can have the manual or informations if you hover your mouse on the title bar, for example here. We can read on the left in the info box a SynareRack with resonant filter as an oscillator with macro to be MIDI mapped and presets as starting points to design your own presets. When you hover each knob title, you will have exactly what this thing is doing. So this first knob is to define the tone oscillation. Tone oscillator. The second knob, envelope amount, define the amount of pitch envelope. So if it's at 0, we have a simple tone. And there's an envelope, a pitch envelope, positive or negative. Okay. And after that, attack, decay, hold, and release are the parameters of the pitch envelope which modulate the tone oscillator. Okay, so after that we have a modulator, a LFO, which can modulate also the tone oscillator. So let's make a long sound. And let's engage the amount. Same way for the LFO, we can modulate in positive or negative. And we can change the shape of that modulation. Square, full clockwise is square, and full counterclockwise it's a sine. And you have other shape in between, like a rising saws and perhaps a triangle. Okay. Then we have envelope to mod. So with this knob we can send the original envelope to the modulation, meaning that it will modulate the speed of the LFO via the envelope. Okay, and after that we have a noise oscillator. So without noise, this is it. With a lot of noise. And we can have in between. And the last parameter is the velocity to tone. So this is the last modulator. If this knob is engaged on negative or positive, the harder you will hit and the higher the pitch will be or lower, depending on if it's positive or negative. In this case, the more we hit loud and the more it is low in frequency. So this mode can be interesting if you have only one pad and want to play several tones on the same pad. And after that, there's an EQ to limit the bandwidth and an echo. I switch it off now because I already have an echo in my auxiliaries. So this is something to come for the Patreon. To finish that demonstration, I will leave some clips, SYNARE effects, so we can play some of the clips to see. For example, a velocity rising. So I will select the preset with velocity on. Okay, various velocity loop. So this is a demonstration of the velocity to tone. You can see into the clip, these are the same notes, but at different velocity. For the rising, it was the same note, and just working on the velocity. Okay, so it's powerful even to write and to make some sound design. Here it is said some presets sound differently if you hold trigger. That's true. So I know that last one called SynareRack. If you hold it, you will have the complete sound. If you type it quick, you just have this. For the bird preset, same.